Okay, so what is a standard form? Standard form is a form where we write some number in this form, and there are some conditions which are relevant to this capital N. This capital N should be uh, greater than or equal to 1, but should remain less than 10. Now, when we need to convert a number into standard form, we sometimes need to move the decimal to the left. And when we move the decimal to the left, we write the answer as a positive integer in the exponent. For example, we needed to move 4 units to the left. Then we would be writing 10 raised to 4 with that number. Sometimes we need to move this decimal to the right. And when we need to move it to the right, we write the number of digits as a negative integer over 10. For example, we needed to move it 3 digits to the right, then the index would be written as -3. So this rule, the application of these rules we will see through when we solve more past paper questions. Let's move on to the solution of past paper questions now. The first question is from November 2018. It says that evaluate 9 raised to 1 plus 9 raised to 0. Now, 9 raised to 1 plus 9 raised to 0. It says evaluate. Evaluate means we need to find the value of something. So, to find out the value of this expression, we need to apply the powers. 9 raised to 1 would be equal to 9 plus 9 raised to 0 would be equal to 1, because when the index is 0, the answer becomes equal to 1. So 9 plus 1 would be equal to 10, and this would be the value of this expression. Part B says we need to find out the value of n, and to find out this value, we have been given with an equation 4 raised to n equal to 2 raised to n minus 1. Now, this base 4 could be converted into 2 square so that the bases on both the sides are same. Now, the powers would get multiplied. So 2 raised to 2n would be equal to 2 raised to n minus 1. 2 raised to 2n is equal to 2 raised to n minus 1. Now, again, the bases are same. Terms are equal. Both sides of the equation has the same base 2. So their indices should also be equal to each other. Now I'm writing that is that the bases are same and they are being multiplied with each other. So the powers should be added. So -6 plus 11 should be written in the index. 16 into 10 raised to 5. This is the answer that we get in this part. But this answer is not in the standard form. Okay, so what is a standard form? Standard form is a form where we write some number in this form. And there are some conditions which are relevant to this capital N. This capital N should be greater than or equal to 1, but should remain less than 10. And if we look over here, it is 16, which is not equal to less than 10. So what we do, we locate the decimal in this number. At the moment, the decimal is after 16. And this decimal, if we shift it 1 unit or 1 digit to the left, then it would become 1.6. And now 1.6 is within this range, greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10. So a 10 raised to 5 was written with this. Since we have moved 1 digit to the left, so I would be writing a 10 raised to plus 1 over here. And because of this, again, we have two bases, same bases being multiplied. So their indices should be added. So it would become 1 plus 5. So it is equal to 10 raised to 6. This is the answer, which is in the standard form. Now, when we need to convert a number into standard form, we sometimes need to move the decimal to the left. And when we move the decimal to the left, we write the answer as a positive integer in the exponent. For example, we needed to move 4 units to the left. Then we would be writing 10 raised to 4 with that number. So sometimes we need to move this decimal to the right. And when we need to move it to the right, we write the number of digits as a negative integer over 10. For example, we needed to move it 3 digits to the right, then the index would be written as -3. So this rule, the application of these rules we will see through when we solve more past paper questions. Now in part B, it says P divided by Q, and we need to find out the value of this. So P divided by Q, we could write it as P over Q, and it is 8 into 10 raised to -6 divided by 2 into 10 raised to 11. Now, when we simplify the two numbers, we get 4. And then we have two bases, -6 into 10 raised to, if I move this 10 raised to 11 in the numerator, 10 raised to -11, we get 4 into 10 raised to -17 as the final answer. And this is already in the standard form, because the number which is written over here is between 1 to 10, and we don't need to convert it into any other thing. Now, part C says we need to find out the value of cube root of P. Cube root means the value of P has a power of 1 upon 3 here. And this 1 upon 3 would be applied to 8 and 10 raised to -6 both. Now, 8 is 2 cube. So 3 and 1 upon 3 would get multiplied with each other. 10 raised to -6 would also get multiplied with 1 upon 3. So the simplification, after simplification, we get 2 into 10 raised to -2. And this answer is already in the standard form, so we don't need to convert it into anything else. This would be the final answer for this part. The next question, it says that n is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 8. Giving your answer in standard form, find the value of n into 700 and 1 upon capital N. So n into 700 means that 2 into 10 raised to 8 would get multiplied with 700. So we get 1400 into 10 raised to 8 over here. Now, if we try to locate the decimal at the moment is over here. And we need to shift it 1, 2, and 3 digits to the left to convert this number as a standard form. So for that, I am writing it as 1.4, and the zeros are not needed to be written over here. Since I've moved it 3 digits, so I would be writing 10 raised to 3. And then we had 10 raised to 8 over here. So now these two bases are same. They are being multiplied. So their indices should be added to each other. So it would become 1.4 into 10 raised to 11 as the final answer for this part. Let's move on to the next one. It is 1 upon n. We need to find out the value of 1 upon n. It is 1 upon capital N, which means that it is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 8. So it would be 1 upon 2 multiplied by 10 raised to -8 if we move it on to the numerator. And this 1 upon 2 would become 0.5 into 10 raised to -8. Now, this 0.5 into 10 raised to -8 is not standard because 0.5 is less than 1. So I need to move this decimal 1 unit to the right so that it becomes equal to 5, which would be converting it into the standard form. Since I moved 1 digit to the right, so I would be written 10 raised to -1. And 10 raised to -8 was already written there. So again, bases are same, being multiplied, their indices should be added. So 5 into 10 raised to -9 would be the answer for this part. In part B, it says that find the smallest positive integer m, given that mn is a cube number. So this is it's part B. We need to find out some integer m, so that when that integer m is multiplied with 2 times 10 raised to 8, this whole becomes a cube of something. Okay, now if we look at this index 10 raised to 8, 10 raised to 8 is not a cube of anything. But if it is converted into 10 raised to 9, then it would become a cube of something. So it means that we need to write a 5 in place of m, so that when that 5 gets multiplied with 2, it becomes equal to 10, and that 10 has an index of 1. That 1 would get added to 8. It would become 10 raised to 9, and 10 raised to 9 is basically 10 cube raised to 3. So it is the cube of 10 cube, or I could write it as a cube of 1000. So it means that the minimum value that we need to use over here in place of m is 5. So m is equal to 5 is the answer for this part. It says that write the number 360 million in standard form. 360 million. Million means we have 360 multiplied by 10,100,000. 10,100,000 means we have 10 raised to 6. And now if we need to convert this number in the standard form, decimal at the moment is over here. It is to be moved 2 digits to the left. And when it is moved to the left, it is written with a positive integer of 2. So 10 raised to 2 would be written over here. And there would be another 10 raised to 6 over here. So it would become 3.6 into 10 raised to 8 as the final answer for this part, where we converted 360 million in the standard form. In part B, it says P is equal to 5 into 10 raised to 9. Q is equal to 9 into 10 raised to minus 16. Expressing each answer in the standard form, find the value of P multiplied by Q. P multiplied by Q means 5 into 10 raised to 9 multiplied by 9 into 10 raised to minus 16. Now, the multiplication would take place in a way that 5 should be multiplied by 9, and then 10 raised to 9 would get multiplied by 10 raised to minus 16. 5 into 9 would be equal to 45. Bases are same, so the indices should be added with each other. 9 plus minus 16. We get 45 into 10 raised to minus 7 as the answer of this product. Now this number is not in the standard form because 45 is not in the range of 1 to 10. At the moment, its decimal is over here. If this decimal is moved 1 digit to the left, then it would become, or it would be converted into standard form. And to convert that, I'm writing 4.5. Since the decimal is moved 1 digit to the left, so the index would be 10 raised to 1, positive 1. Now again, the bases are same, so the indices should be added to each other, 1 plus minus 7. So it would become 4.5 into 10 raised to minus 6. And this would be the final answer in the standard form of this part. The next part is square root of Q. We need to find out the square root of Q. The value of Q is 9 into 10 raised to minus 16. Now, square root means that there is a power of 1 upon 2 as the whole power. This whole power would be applied to both the factors, 9 raised to 1 upon 2 into 10 raised to minus 16 raised to 1 upon 2. 9 would be converted into 3 square, and both the powers would get multiplied by each other. the power of 10 is minus 16, which would get multiplied with 1 upon 2. 2 would get cancelled, so it becomes equal to 3. And this simplifies this index, so 10 raised to minus 8. This is the answer when we have applied the power, and it is already in the standard form, so we don't need to convert it into anything else. So this is how this question was there to be solved. Okay, the next question is from November 2017, paper 1, question number 12. It says that a raised to x is equal to 5. Find a raised to 2x. So a raised to 2x would be equal to basically a raised to 2 multiplied by x. And we could also write x as the first index multiplied by the second index square. Since a raised to x is equal to 5, so 5 could be replaced in place of a raised to x. This within bracket is replaced as 5. So 5 squared would give us the answer as 25 of this part. In part B, it says a raised to minus x. So to convert this power as a positive power, we need to move this term in the denominator. In the next step, again a raised to x would be replaced as 5. So this would become the final answer for this part. This is the next question from November 2016, paper 1, question number 16. In the first part, we need to find out the value of 3 square plus 3 raised to 1 plus 3 raised to 0. 3 square would be equal to 9, 3 raised to 1 would be equal to 3, and 3 raised to 0 would be equal to 1, because when the index is 0, the answer is always equal to 1. So the final answer would be 13. In the next part, 4 upon 3 raised to minus 2. We need to find out the value. 4 upon 3 raised to minus 2. Now, this minus 2 would be applied on the numerator and on the denominator both. And if we want to apply this index, we need to convert it into a positive sign. And to convert it into a positive sign, for example, the numerator, it should be moved to the denominator. So 4 raised to minus 2, if it is written in the denominator, the sign of the index would change and it would become 4 squared. If I move 3 raised to minus 2 to the numerator, its sign would also change and it would become 3 raised to 2. And now 3 raised to 2 would be equal to 9 and 4 squared would be equal to 16. This would be the answer for this part. In part C, it says that we need to simplify an expression, and it is 16 y raised to 6 whole raised to 1 upon 2. Now, according to the law of indices, the whole power should be applied on each of the factor separately. So 1 upon 2 would be applied over 16 and y raised to 6 also. Now, 16 would be converted as 4 square, so that when we multiply it with the other index, it would get simplified. Multiplied by y raised to 6 would get multiplied by 1 upon 2. So it would become equal to 4 because 2 has cancelled this 2. And when we simplify over here, we get y cube, and this becomes the final answer for this part. Next question is November 2016, paper 1, question 8. It says, write the number 513000 in standard form. 513000. We need to convert it into the standard form. At the moment, the decimal is written after all the digits, all the numbers. So if I move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits to the left, then this number would become or converted into the standard form. So I have to write it 5.13, and I can leave these zeros. These zeros, if they are not written, since they are after the decimal point, so it won't make any difference. And since I've moved 5 digits to the left, so the power should be positive and should be written as 5. So this is how we convert this number into the standard form. Next thing, expressing your answer in standard form, evaluate this expression. 4 into 10 raised to minus 5 multiplied by 6 into 10 raised to minus 4. Now, first of all, we'll be multiplying 4 into 6, and the indices would be simplified by writing with each other. It becomes 24, and 10 raised to minus 5 plus minus 4 would get added. So we have 24 into 10 raised to minus 9. Now, since this number is not between 1 to 10, that is why it is not the standard form. At the moment the decimal is over here, we need to move it one digit to the left. Since it is moved to the left, so we will be writing 10 raised to plus 1 for this movement of the decimal. So now bases are same and indices would get added. So we will get 2.4 into 10 raised to minus 8 as the final answer in the standard form. Okay, this is the next question. In part A, we need to simplify 5x raised to 7y upon 15 x cubed y raised to 4. 5 upon 15 multiplied by x raised to 7 upon x cubed multiplied by y upon y raised to 4. 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15, so we get 1 upon 3. Here we will subtract 3 from 7, same base is being divided. Similarly over here 1 minus 4, index of the numerator minus index of the denominator. So we get x raised to 4 into y raised to minus 3. Since the index of y is negative, so I'll move it in the denominator, and it would become x raised to 4 upon 3y cube. This would be the simplified form of the given expression. Part B says 4t square upon v raised to 4 whole raised to minus 1 upon 2. Now, the whole power would be applied on the numerator and then on the denominator also. So numerator and both denominator raised to minus 1 upon 2. In the numerator, there are two factors, so the power would be applied on both of them, minus 1 upon 2, 4 raised to, and t squared into minus 1 upon 2. In the denominator, it becomes v raised to 4 multiplied by 1 upon 2. Now, 4 would be converted into 2 square, and the power minus 1 upon 2 would get multiplied with this one, and the power of t would get simplified. It would become t raised to minus 1. Power of v would also get simplified, v raised to minus 2. So we have 2 raised to minus 1 multiplied by t raised to minus 1 divided by v raised to minus 2. Now we need to change the signs of the index. And for that, I'm moving v in the numerator so that the minus 2 becomes plus 2. And 2 would be moved in the denominator and t would also be moved in the denominator. So this would become the final answer for this part. It says that express this number in the standard form. And the number is 0.0000045. Now, if it is to be expressed in the standard form, the number should be equal to 1 or greater than 1 and less than 10. And at the moment, the decimal is over here. It is to be moved 3, 4, 5, 6 digits to the right. And when it is moved 6 digits to the right, the index would be 10 raised to minus of 6. Since it is moved to the right, so the power should be negative. So this is the standard form of this given number. In part B1, we need to find out the value of P multiplied by Q. P means 6 into 10 raised to 8 multiplied by Q, which is 4 into 10 raised to 7. Now the numbers would get multiplied with each other, and 10 raised to 8 into 10 raised to 7, the indices would simplify. So it is 24 into 10 raised to 8 plus 7, which is equal to 24 into 10 raised to 15. Now, the number isn't yet converted into standard form because it is 24 and greater than 10. Decimal is over here. It is to be shifted one digit to the left. So it becomes 2.4 and the power of 10 should be 1 plus 1. So again, the bases are same. The indices would be added to each other. So 2.4 into 10 raised to 16 would be the final answer of this form. Okay, part 2 says P minus Q. We need to find out the value of P minus Q. The value of P is 6 into 10 raised to 8 minus Q means 4 into 10 raised to 7. Now, to subtract and find the answer, we need to first make these two indices same. And for that, I'm changing this index into 10 into 10 raised to 7. So basically, it was converted into 1 plus 7. 8 is converted into 1 plus 7. So now if I break the powers onto different bases, then 10 raised to 1 and 10 raised to 7 would be written over here. And now if I multiply 6 with 10, it becomes 60 into 10 raised to 7 minus 4 times 10 raised to 7. Now 10 raised to 7 is a common factor over here. So this would be taken as common. From the first term, we have 60 minus from the second term, we have 4. So it becomes 56 into 10 raised to 7. And now again, the problem is that this number is not in the standard form. The decimal is located over here. It is to be shifted 1 unit to the left. So if I move it 1 unit to the left, it would become 5.6 and a 10 raised to 1 should be written over here. So 5.6 into 10 raised to 1 plus 7, it would become 5.6 into 10 raised to 8 as the final answer. Next part, in the next part, we have cube root of 216. We need to find out the value. So cube root of 216. Now 16 could be 216 could be converted with a power of 3 if I write the base of 6. 6 cube is basically equal to 216. Now the powers should get multiplied with each other and then simplify. So the final answer for this expression should be equal to 6. Okay. Second part. It says that 16 raised to 1 upon 2 minus 16 raised to 0. 16 could be converted as 4 square. And then there is a power of 1 upon 2. Then 16 raised to 0 would be equal to 1. Because any number raised to 0 is always equal to 1. Now both the powers will get multiplied with each other. 2 would be cancelled by 2. So we have 4 minus 1 and the answer, final answer is going to be equal to 3 for this part. Next part says that simplify this expression. And the expression is 3a square b upon 12ab raised to 4 whole raised to minus of 2. Now, first of all, we could simplify this expression within the bracket and then we could apply the whole power. So 3 and 12 could get cancelled with each other. We would be writing a square minus 1 because there is a square in the numerator and then a raised to 1 in the denominator. So according to the laws of indices, the power should get subtracted. Same for the b. The power in the numerator is 1 and the denominator is minus 4. So 1 minus 4 divided by 4 whole raised to minus 2. This would become a b raised to minus 3 upon 4. Now, if I move this b to the denominator, it would become a upon 4b cube whole raised to minus 2. Now that whole power would be applied on the numerator and on the denominator also. So it would become a raised to minus 2, 4 raised to minus 2, b raised to b cube raised to b cube raised to minus 2. Now to change the powers, we could move 4 in the numerator so that it becomes 4 square. B cube would also be moved in the numerator, so the power of minus 2 would become 2. And a should be moved in the denominator so that it becomes a raised to plus 2. Now 4 square is 16. This becomes b raised to 6 upon a square. So we have 16 b raised to 6 upon a square as the final answer, simplified answer for this given expression. The next question is, the table below shows the populations of some countries in 2010: Indonesia, Mexico, Russia, Senegal, South Korea. The population of Mexico was 111, 210, 000. In the table above, complete the row for Mexico. Since all the populations are written in the standard form, so we need to convert this number also in the standard form. At the moment, the decimal is located over here. It is to be moved 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units to the left. So I would write it as 1.1. Since every population is written in the 2 significant figures, so this much would be enough. And we have moved it 8 units. So it would be 10 raised to 8 plus 8. So here I would be writing 1.1 into 10 raised to 8. This is the answer of part A. Give you an answer in the standard form, correct to 2 significant figures. So we've written in the same way. Complete the following sentences. The population of Russia is 10 times the population of another country. Now, Russia's population is 1.4, 10 raised to 8. Senegal's population is 1.4, 10 raised to 7. So basically, Russia is 10 times more than Senegal because its index has one more digit or one more value than the Senegal. So I'm writing over here Senegal. Okay. The population of dash country is 1/5 of the population of Indonesia. Indonesia is 2.4, 10 raised to 8. If we divide this value by 1 upon 5, so 1 upon 5 into 2.4 into 10 raised to 8, it becomes equal to 0.48, 10 raised to 8. And now if we need to convert it in the standard form, the decimal should be moved 1 unit to the right. So it would become 4.8 into 10 raised to 8. And since we are moving 1 unit to the right, we would be writing 10 raised to minus 1. So 4.8 into 10 raised to 7. This is the population of South Korea over here. So the population of South Korea is 1/5 of the population of Indonesia. Calculate the difference in population of South Korea and Senegal. Now, the population of South Korea is 4.8 into 10 raised to 7. We need to find its difference with the Senegal, which is 1.4 into 10 raised to 7. Now, 10 raised to 7 should be taken as the common factor, and 4.8 minus 1.4 would be left over. So it would become equal to 3.4 into 10 raised to 7. So this is the answer of this difference, 3.4 into 10 raised to 7. give you an answer in the standard form. So we have already written the answer in the standard form.
We try to explain complex concepts in simple language and with effective examples. If you like the video and the way we explain the subject, consider liking this tutorial, commenting on it and subscribing to our channel and press the bell icon, so that you stay updated and get notified when we upload more videos. Thanks for watching.